Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Rob here from Southwest Florida Television. The morning after Tropical Storm Gordon. Doesn't look too bad out here. Pretty calm right now as far as the wind goes. Looks like we had a little bit of a higher than normal high tide here. As I look down to the south, I'm up in Area 3, at the north end of Area 3. Looks like the water got up pretty high here last night. Hopefully this didn't take its toll on any of our turtle nests here. This extra high tide. It wasn't an extreme high tide, but a little higher than normal. Maybe we'll find some neat shells. Yeah, we'll start out with, how about that? A nice little lightning well. Right off the bat here, laying on the beach. Beautiful colors in it. Great start for a Tuesday morning beach walk. I'm going to turn around and walk up towards Area 4. Looks like we did have some erosion along here. I can see a tree root sticking out up there. Darn. That's the last thing we needed, was more beach erosion here. These waves are going to make it hard to see what the water looks like and if there's any fish swimming along out here, but I think we're in good shape. I don't smell any of that red tide smell. I don't feel it in my eyes or anything. We're hoping that storm broke up that red algae and blew it offshore even further. The water is churned up though. The water is not very clear. But of course they'll be doing some more sampling. We'll know later today what the red tide conditions are. I think we're still in good shape. I'll go check on Roy later today and let everybody know what's going on with him. If you haven't heard by now, Roy was taken to the ER yesterday. They did a blood test on him early yesterday morning. And right after I left him yesterday afternoon, they got the results from the test, and his red blood cell count was very low hemoglobin levels. So they took him to the hospital in an ambulance. Did some tests on him. They did another blood test on him at the hospital yesterday afternoon, and those results didn't come back as bad as the ones from the nursing facility. So they did not do any transfusions on Roy, but they are doing some tests trying to figure out why his red blood cell count is so low. So hopefully we'll have some answers later today, and I'll share that with everybody, give you an update on our friend Roy. Just keep those prayers coming. They're definitely working. Keep the cards coming too. He loves those cards. The cards, the letters he's getting. That's great therapy. The visitors that are coming to see him. Anything we can do to lift his spirits. Well, here's a big old chunk of worm rock. That is a big piece of worm rock here on the beach. Wow. That is huge. If you're new to the live feed here, be sure to introduce yourself to the group. Let everybody know where you're watching from. We're just a big happy beach family here. One big happy beach family. It's a nice looking little scallop shell. Lots of scallops on the beach this morning. Also lots of cockle shells, seeing lots of big cockles. Big clam shells down here. The beach has definitely changed shape again. Once again, the beach has changed shape. It's amazing how this beach changes with the storms and the tides. Piles of little sand dollars out here again on the beach. Just piles of them. If you look closely here, you'll see them all. See all the little sand dollars down there? Look at them all. Piles of them. Lots of scallop shells out here. Look at all these sand dollars. There's an old pear whelk over there on the left. There's an old lightning whelk up here. That's an older one. It's in good shape though. It's an older one. Look, it's losing all its color. A lightning whelk. Seeing lots of broken shells here too. I guess it did get kind of rough yesterday out here. There's a scallop. Or scallop, I'm sorry, a cockle. Morning. Our ranger's happy to see all the birds flying around. Looks like we got a little sandbar full of pelicans too, up to the north. That is a wonderful sign to see pelicans out here. Where there's pelicans, there's fish. The pelicans had left us for a while because of the red tide. There's a little baby lightning whelk over here. There's a broken angel wing shell, darn it. Those are so fragile. That's a piece of an angel wing. They're really, really thin and fragile. Beautiful shells, the angel wings. So far it's been lightning whelks. I haven't seen any tulip shells or moon shells. I might have walked by them in my haste. There's a lot of nice stuff here on the beach. Definitely a lot of nice whelk shells out, or scallop shells this morning. A lot of nice scallops. That's a nice big scallop shell right there. Just crossing into Area 4 beach now. There's another nice big cockle shell down there. A few scallops around it. Nice big cockle. Give you a look down the beach here. Nobody out here. I thought there'd be some early morning shellers out here, but not yet. Still have the place to myself. Just a little bit of wave action out here, and that's just from the remnants, the tail end of Tropical Storm Gordon causing that. Gordon has moved on. It wasn't really bad here. Just another rainy day in Southwest Florida. Fortunately, we did have a few little power outages here and there, but nothing severe. If that's all we get this hurricane season, we'll take it. We can always use that rain. Look at all these shells down here. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. Lots of things down here. What? Too many shells to see. Wow. Look at them all. I know if anybody wants to come out here today, I know there's some great stuff out here. You want to get out here before the tide comes all the way back in. I don't even know where we're at. I think the tide's on its way out still. Wish the sun was up. It's hard to see down here. when the sun comes up, it makes it a lot easier. There are so many shells piled up here. Look at this pile over here. Man, just piles and piles of sand dollars down here. Look at them all. Look at all of the sand dollars. There's just handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of sand dollars down here. They're all from about dime size to quarter size, the sand dollars. There's just a pile of them here. Some beautiful looking scallops down here. Cockles, scallops. All different size cockles. There's a nice little cockle shell. There are so many shells here. I mean, whoever comes out here, I'm sure, is going to be rewarded. Say the early bird catches the worm. That's going to be the case here. If you want some little sand dollars, come on out. You know, we've really got some wonderful people in this world. With Roy being in the hospital, that is really evident how many great people there are just by the amount of cards and letters he's getting. The visitors. I want to thank everybody that's sending cards and visiting. And there's a little core group of people that have been by Roy's side since this whole ordeal has started with him. Karen and Tom, and Linda and Scott, Jennifer Ann, Astrid, Patty Knight. Oh, some really great people. Wow, there's a nice sized whelk shell. That's not gonna fit in my pocket. That isn't gonna fit in my pocket. That's a great shell. Look at that. Now I'm gonna have a hard time picking anything else up. Got the gimbal in one hand and this, I wish it's not a complete whelk, it's missing the tip, but I'm gonna keep it. That's a nice sized shell right there. It might fit in my pocket. So that's going to be about it. That is pretty nice little finds. Wonder what else is out there in the water. These waves make it too hard to see. Well, all of a sudden the shells stop right around here. Let's see if they pick up again as we go a little further north. The water does not look bad here. Definitely churned up from the storm. Again, I don't smell that red tide smell. It's looking pretty good out here. Soggy Labor Day, though. We had a really soggy Labor Day. Put the kibosh on everybody's plans for outdoor barbecues, I'm sure. But fortunately, that tropical storm Gordon wasn't as bad as it could have been. Really just more of an inconvenience than anything else. Another big pile of shells here on the beach. What a great morning for shelling here at Del Norwiggins. I'm just kind of walking along at a pretty good little clip here. I know I've missed a lot of great shells. Right out here, look at it in the water. Look at this. All these shells that are going to be exposed at low tide. All down here along the ridge line. Haven't seen any dolphins. We saw a nice little pod of them on Sunday. 4 or 5 of them swam by on Sunday morning. That was nice. As I get up here a little further north, the really, really good news about this beach here at Del Norwiggins is that our pelicans are returning. As you know, we've been going round and round with the red tide here for quite a while, for months and months and months it seems, on and off. All the pelicans left us because they don't want to eat that contaminated fish. But now they're back. So that's a good sign. That means there's fish out here. Life is returning. Somebody made a comment the other day. Has anybody looked into what the pelicans are going to eat since the fish are all gone? Well, the pelicans wouldn't be here if there were no fish. Believe me. That's why they're back. It's because the fish are returning. Gosh. Broken lightning whelk. Seen quite a few whelks this morning. Nice colors on that one. But look at all these shells piled up down here. What all could be buried down there? What little treasures. Can you hear all the birds chirping? I guarantee you there's some nice moon shells in here, some lace murex shells. Anyone that comes out here and takes some time sifting through these piles is going to get rewarded. I'm just looking for the obvious stuff right now. Not the little babies or anything. There are lots of little conch shells out here. Lots of little baby conchs. There's one over here. Worm shells. Lots of worm tips. Lots of those little baby sand dollars. Lots of pieces of worm rock out here on the beach. Boy, the sandbar up in Area 4, where all those birds sit, has really changed shape a lot. Remember, there used to be this big pool over here. Well, the waves of the tides have kind of knocked the ends of it down. Now the water can flow through here a little better. That's a good thing. That'll help clean that up. That was pretty stagnant, this area right out here in front of me. Whoa. I just stepped on a spot, a piece of sand right over here, and I actually sunk up to my knees. Kind of freaked me out there for a minute. Whoa. I'm actually going to turn around and go back. It's very, very soft out here. You come out here to Area 4, be careful walking out to the sandbar. That sand is extremely, extremely soft out here. All out in here. I was going to walk around the edge here, get a little closer to the birds over there. I sunk down to above my knees in the sand here. Very, very soft sand. I would advise you to stay off of there today until low tide. But look at all the pelicans sitting out there. Can you see them out there? Our pelican friends, oh, they're all taking off. That's a lot of pelicans out there. Are they going to come back? Oh, they're all diving out into the water. They might come back here. Let's see if they come back to the island. Yep, looks like they're going to come back. Here comes some of them. That's a great sight, seeing those pelicans. A good sign that the fish have returned. And know if, now that the birds are gone, let's see if I can cross over here without drowning, without sinking into the sand. Another broken lightning whelk out here. Seen lots of nice whelks, nice size ones. Beautiful. Beautiful banded tulip shell. Oh, it's got a hole in the top of it. Still a nice little shell. I'm gonna keep it, even with the hole. Nice little banded tulip. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Got a full pocket. Saw something else neat down here. There's a shell of a calico crab, a leopard crab. Beautiful little crabs. It's just a piece of the back shell of one. The leopard crab or calico. That's looking south down the beach. Not a whole lot of shells out here on the sandbar. Again, the tide's pretty high. The sandbar is pretty much underwater here. This is a big pile of worm shells down here, little worm tips. Can you see them all down there? See all those little worm tips? Big piece of a broken sand dollar over here. See the piece of the sand dollar down there? Just the corner of the sand dollar. Lots of little worm shells piled up. Lots and lots of worm shells. Look at them all down there. There's a little moon shell. A little tiny moon shell over here. Right there, a little moon shell. Shark eye moon shell. Over here, a little baby crown conch. An old baby crown conch. See, when you stop and look, you find all kinds of neat little things. Another little moon shell caught up here in the shallows, a shark eye. What else got caught up in here? Lots and lots of pieces of worm rock. Another whelk over here. Little lightning whelk. An old lightning whelk. Some light on it. All kinds of little treasures out here. Actually in the water. On the back side of the sandbar. Pretty neat. Pretty cool. Just what my wife wants, more shells at the house. There was a little pocket here that was just full of neat little things. Probably lots more little goodies down here. Another little whelk over there. Boy, the little whelks are everywhere. The little whelks, the little crown, the little fighting conchs. Look at that. All kinds of neat stuff down here. Piece of a worm shell. It's a nice little worm tip right there. Nice little worm tip. What else is down here? A little further down maybe. Anything? My pocket is absolutely full. Full of shells right now. And I really wasn't looking. I wasn't hunting. See, one of our good friends just showed up at the beach here, Susan. Another one of the great people that's been visiting Roy. If there's anything out here on the end of this sandbar. Sometimes we can find some nice little moon shells out here. No, nothing out here. Could be something out on the edge, but that sand is really soft after the storm. I'm not walking out there. I was actually just sinking into the sandbar over here. You got to be careful. You could break your leg out here. Lots of good shells out here, though. Look at them all out here. But not seeing any of those moon shells here. Anything over here? I got a couple little moon shells already today. That's good enough for me. A couple shells, got a few nice whelks. I'm happy. Wow, a blue heron, a great blue heron just showed up over here. I cannot walk on this sandbar. I'm sinking down in. But a baby, looks like a baby great blue heron, just showed up here. Beautiful birds. It is so nice to see the birds returning. See them all back there in the background? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a nice little screensaver. Oh, unreal. Darn. Beautiful. I don't know if I can zoom in any more on that heron. I think that's as far in it. I can get a little closer. There we go. Just waiting for a fish to swim by. There's like a little tidal pool back there. Waiting for a fish to swim through there so he can grab it. It's awesome. If the birds are here, that means the fish are here. So majestic. It's actually walking closer to me. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you alone here. I'm gonna get off your little sandbar. Beautiful, beautiful bird. A little bird island out here. Find a place to cut across here without sinking. Boy, what a great morning out here. More shells piled up along the beach here. Nice little ridge of shells. We found some great stuff this morning. It was a nice little walk. A peaceful walk this morning. Just go a little further up the beach here, then turn around and head back. Morning. Lots of interesting new shapes here at the beach. Definitely, that storm changed the shape of our beach once again. Another lightning whelk. I'm sure, I haven't picked up any murex shells. I'm sure they're out here. Those are a little harder to spot, those murex shells, the lace murex, and the apple murex shell. I see all kinds of neat stuff down here. Little moon shells looking up at me. Little shark eyes. Gosh. Definitely a great morning for someone to come out and do some shelling. You just got to be patient out here. Take your time and look through everything. It's when I stop that I start seeing all the great little shells. There's lots of stuff caught up on the back side of the sandbars this morning. Lots of great little shells back in these little tidal pool areas on the backside of the sandbars up at the north end of the park. There's a little tulip. Beautiful. Beautiful little banded tulip shell. See if I can cram it in my pocket there. You know what's nice is I haven't seen a bunch of dead fish washed up on the beach. I was afraid of coming out here and seeing dead fish all over the beach. Thankfully, the storm did not bring them to our shore. We are in good shape out here. Very, very thankful. Well, I'm going to turn around and head back, walk south. Maybe I'll catch up with our friend Susan, our good friend Susan. She's another one of the great people that lives down here. She's back and forth from up north, but when she's here, she's checking in on Roy for us. Such great people that we have in this group. I'll tell you what. Look at all those shells. I've seen lots of broken moon shells. Lots and lots of broken ones. Here's a piece of one here, an old moon shell. I've seen lots of broken ones. Lots of broken whelks too. My pants are falling down. My bathing suit's falling down. I got it so loaded with shells. Crazy. There's a piece of a tulip shell up on the beach. Almost a whole banded tulip. Boy, that's a beauty right there. That would have been a beauty. That's a nice banded tulip right there. That would have been a gorgeous shell. Had it not had this big chip in the side of it there. You can see the colors on it though, beautiful. Listen to all those birds. Oh, I thought that was our friend Susan. I don't think it is. So awesome. Seeing the birds back, hearing the birds. Great morning out here. I'm glad I came out. I hope you enjoyed tagging along. Some really nice piles of shells out here. I'm gonna get out here before high tide, before they all get washed away. Wow. Beautiful. I'm gonna snap off a quick photo, bear with me. Back. I am back. Sorry about that. Just beautiful. Looking back up the beach. Well, the water does not look bad considering we just had that storm go through. It's churned up a little bit. I don't think we're dealing with the red tide. I don't think it brought the red tide back. I can't say that for sure, but it sure doesn't smell like it. Just walking along here, looking down at my feet, looking for something interesting. Like I said, like I've been saying, there's a lot of shells, especially on the north end of the park here. I don't know what it looks like down in Area 1, down at the south end of the beach. can see all those shells on that little spit there? All kinds of stuff gets trapped back there on the back sides of these sandbars. Every once in a while you can find some really neat little shells back in here. It's amazing to think where all these shells come from. How many shells are out there in the Gulf? How many shells are there in the sea? Amazing. All the seagulls flying around. There's a nice worm shell over here. Nice little worm shell sitting on the beach. It's a nice little worm. Wormy tip. So many possibilities out here this morning. Look at that pile right there. Look at that pile of shells. There's an old whelk over there. I see an old lightning whelk. Oh, no, pear whelk. See if I can grab it. Got crunching all the other shells. Nice little old pear whelk there. Another lightning whelk down there. An old lightning whelk. I tell you, if you just stop and look, it is amazing what you start to see, what unfolds before your eyes. There's another pear, an old pear whelk right there. Almost starting to fossilize, 2 old pear whelks. That's pretty cool. And I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of this pile of shells here. That's truly amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Another lightning whelk over here. An old lightning whelk. All old shells here. These must have got stirred up from the bottom and washed up here. I'm going to leave the rest for somebody else. Lots of sand dollars down there. Lots and lots of them. Lots of beautiful shells out here this morning. Good morning. Give you a look at the sky here. Didn't see any ospreys up in the trees this morning. Didn't see any of our osprey friends. Beautiful though, all around. Very flat out there in the Gulf again. Didn't see any dolphins this morning on this morning's walk. But we did find quite a few nice shells, that's for sure. And I didn't even begin to scratch the surface. And we only walked up at the north end of the beach. We didn't hit the south end of the park. The mile-long beach here at Del Norwiggins, which has changed shape again up in Area 3 and 4. I'll go check in on Roy later today and let everybody know what's going on. Please keep Roy in your thoughts and prayers. You can definitely use him. He's feeling very, very discouraged right now. Just when things start looking good, something else happens, but that's life, you know? Life always is throwing you curveballs. You just gotta accept them and deal with them the best you can. Put your faith in God. Everything happens for a reason. Although we can have a hard time understanding what that reason is sometimes. Roy and I always would say life is just a big test. Here's where we started. The boardwalk at the north end of Area 3. Hey, be sure to tell your friends about Southwest Florida Television. Take some time to check out all of my photos and videos. I know you're going to find something you like, and when you do, hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you like and follow Southwest Florida Television. Like and follow. And also subscribe to get the notifications, get notified when I go live. I have no schedule for these live feeds. I just do them when I can. Nobody pays me to be out here. Whenever I can fit them into my schedule. And if you want to make a little contribution, boy, I really appreciate it. It always helps, especially paying the phone bill. You can find my PayPal account info a little later in the description of this post at the conclusion of the live feed. And for those of you that have sent something, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What a great Tuesday morning, huh? Beautiful beach walk. We found some really interesting shells. We saw that sandbar just full of pelicans before they took flight. Great sign seeing the pelicans back. Where there's pelicans, there are fish. Life is definitely returning to Del Norwiggins Pass State Park. I see pelicans offshore here. I see 4 pelicans diving in the water just offshore. So they're back. Well, have a wonderful Tuesday, wherever you might be watching from. Again, keep those prayers and cards coming for our friend Roy. I'll give you an update a little later today when I know anything new, when I hear something new. He's up in North Collier, at NCH up in North Collier right now. I don't think he's going to be there very long. They just got to run some tests. Find out why his red blood cell count is low. Yesterday the doctor in the ER said it's a good chance that it's just he might have gotten an ulcer because of that high dose of antibiotics he was on to kill that bacteria that he had, that infection. So hopefully that's nothing major. Well, have a great day. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Robb Stan. God bless.